Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, is that my block was in loving.
Right.
I couldn't totally give myself because I was hurt by what somebody else did to me, and I've taken
Right.
it out on everybody I've been with since then. Not realizing that was what the problem is, but just not trusting. When you can't trust completely, then you can't love completely.
And then you look back in your life, and which is, see, it's all falling into place if you look back. Okay? You have, and I'm not saying this to go anywhere.
Right.
It's just things you told me, so I'm saying it.
Okay.
For you to relate. You had a father who you didn't trust because he had done so many things to you when you were growing up. You had a brother that you couldn't trust because of the things that he did to you when you were growing up.
Right.
Okay, so this is all leading up to your story. You had this happening and this happening. And actually, weren't they basically all happening at the same time? Because you said she broke up to you when you were in the service or when you left to go to the service. Your dad started cashing all your service checks. Your dad sold the car or got rid of the car that you had when you were in the service. All this stuff basically happened when you were in the service.
Right.
And something that Billy did, didn't you trade him a car or you did something and then he screwed you over on that?
Yeah,
Wasn't that all around the same time? Trust, trust, trust.
Yeah,
love, love, love.
Right.
All this stuff is just...
It's a lot of trust issues in people.
So, it's your reaction to it.
Right. That's my lesson.
Is what's going to affect your life later on.
Right. That if you see something that is not particularly raises your vibration, you look at it to what the lesson is and what you can learn from it to raise your vibration that way, rather than looking at it and saying that's not
but
good.
Instead, you held it inside, held a grudge, got pissed off, was mad, was hurt, and it just added, piled more. I don't trust people. I don't trust people. They hurt me. If I love them, they hurt me.
Right.
Just look at this scenario. It just kept piling up for you.
Right. It was just from one little thing in high school, when the first love of your life. It's always most memorable. You always people say, but mine's been memorable in a bad way. and then I made Libby suffer for it. I made Mary suffer for it. Made you suffer for it. Well, Mary kind of just, I think her I don't really know why. I think just that if you listen to the spirituality thing, that she
was teaching you something more that you needed to know.
Right. She actually didn't really have a trust issue with her. But I don't know, whatever it was, but the whole thing started with Marilyn. That's where my negative, and I set it up as a lifestyle thinking.
Right.
And once, and honest to God, the dream is what the dream pointed out. Why are you wanting to be with her? Oh, because I love her. Yeah, but she doesn't love you. She never did love you. She doesn't want you in her life. So why would you want to be in her life if she feels that way? So that's true. So then it says, well, now you got Diane. She loves you. Does she? Yeah, she does. Well, very much. Then now you can love her the way you should. Now you can be a loving, caring husband, because you got this thing that was over here gnawing at you and not being able to trust, because of this.
Or love completely.
Right. So this removed the block. So when I got up this morning, I was excited. I went, I can't wait to talk to her. Can't wait to see her. Can't wait to hold her. And then the hugs last night before we went to bed was like the start of it, because I was holding you and I'm thinking, God, this feels so good. Then that must have been when the spirits thought, my soul group thought, okay, this is the night, because he's already got some good hugs. He's starting to feel some really good positive energy. Now let's go in and correct the problem, because it might not have worked before and on another day. We were fighting or something. I had this dream. It might not have worked. It might not have took good.
Right.
But with me going to bed, ending my evening with holding you in my arms and feeling your warmth of your body and thinking, I love this woman, and I really want to get back in the bedroom. And so then I had this dream and the download, and I said, I want to remember the download, and everything would just worked out great. So when I got up, all I could think about is I want to hold her, kiss her, love her, and I want to give the rest of my life to whatever it takes to make her happy. Never, ever, ever repeat the past.
Right.
But do what the dream has instructed, what the dream is about. To love unconditionally, fully, unquestionable, with the woman that loves me, because I know in my heart you love me. And I knew in my heart all the time, even before the dream, that I loved you. I just had this thing I couldn't get out of my head, which I've been living with for many years, and now, so the spirits are giving us our purpose. And see, now I'm not going to get instantly pissed about anything, because I understand in my heart how much you love me, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel wonderful that you love me as much as you do.
Well, I'm sure glad you finally got slapped in the face to know who's really giving the love here.
Yeah. And
was that my ego?
And the spirits did it in such a nice way.
Right.
They made me feel the love for Marilyn in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
But then they gently pointed out the error of my thinking so that I would release that love.
Right.
And then, which then releases the block.
Right.
Which then opens my heart.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
So now you know how to help somebody else.
It's like 1 million pounds of pressure off of me. I'm living my life in this complete turmoil of unhappiness, but with love in my heart. That's hard. And I've drug this bag of garbage around my whole life. Heavy bag. Be right with you. And the spirits, I'd say my soul group. Okay, my soul group knew exactly how to do this.
Hmm. They are really
nice
smart,
hugs.
aren't they?
Huh?
But they are unconditional love.
Right. They knew what was blocking us. I was doing to block us, and they knew what it was, so they knew how to do it. because in my dream, I was dreaming, and then there was Marilyn, and I'm thinking, oh God, I love her, I missed her. I mean, and they had to do that so that they could subtract it back out and say, well, she doesn't want you in her life. She never did. I mean, she lied to you just to break up with you. I mean, she did this and she did that, and even when I went down to visit her in college, and she said, well, this here is the kissing and making out room in the college. I said, really? Have you ever used it? So I'm down here all the time, and I remember getting pissed, and I said, okay, fine. I got my car, and I came. I was down at whatever city that college was in. Lafayette, no, it's down there, and it's south. Anyway, so that stopped all that, and then it made me realize that each person in my life was just more of a kind of a stepping stone to what I got with you, except I had this block they had to get rid of. And once they get rid of the block, now I can love unconditionally, and we can have a wonderful marriage. And I love you. Thank you. Thank you for loving me.
Quite the dream, but it's good.
If you hadn't loved me, I couldn't have done it.
Right.
So I had to, and then my soul group was pretty smart to figure that out. And I had a suspicion, but I never figured it out. I honestly never figured it out. I just had a suspicion. I mean, I figured out that I had a trust issue with women, but you were a woman, so I had a trust issue with you too.
Right.
Instead of, you pull the weed out, but get the root too. Then you got it.
Yeah.
That really made me feel good. I really need a lot of pressure. I feel wonderful now. I want to love, love, love my wife. And thank God that the spirits give me a woman that hung in there for me to get my head out of my butt. And thank God for the soul group I got that understands me better than I understand myself.
Or do you think maybe they knew that my soul and my heart was actually saying, I've had enough?
Probably.
And they thought, damn, he's got to get his head out of his ass here before he loses her too. And then
right.
there won't be a hope for him to do his life purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have your life purpose.
Well, the spirits, which they've said on the spirit box, they need us together.
And they said, you need to learn love.
Right, I need to. So they said, you know what, we don't have another 10 lifetimes waiting on this guy to get his mind straight. We're going to help him out. We're going to help him. This is a special case. We're going to help him out of this one. Instead of one shot, we're going to help him out to get him on the right track of his love. And then now we can, because the time is critical. We need to get this done now. We can't wait him for another lifetime to get all this straight. We're going to show him in a good example, explain it to him so they can come out of it. And that's what they did. So, honey, I'm home.
Honey, I'm home. About time you come home.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it. It changes my attitude about everything.
So we'll upload this video so that way you can re-listen to it over and over and over again.
No. Yeah. I hope that...
Is this why you push friends away too, or don't have any friends?
Right.
Because you don't trust... You actually don't trust anybody. That's why you don't have any friends.
Well, if you start off, you can't trust your father. Can't trust your brother. Can't trust your first love of your life. you pretty much grow up not trusting anybody. Even when people are worthy of being trusted,
Right.
you still don't trust them because you know when you put your feelings out there, you feel like they're gonna get smashed. So you look for something that's not there to smash your feelings yourself, I guess.
Right. So you don't feel the love for them.
Right. You don't want.
You're protecting yourself.
Right.
So you don't get hurt again.
Living in fear to love.
Right.
So they pointed me out that it's just silly. Look at the reality of it. The reality is she never wanted to be with you. She didn't really love you, so why are you having these feelings for? Get rid of them. They're only just causing you harm. Start trusting.
That way, if you get rid of the past and the old, and you release that, you got more room now for the love that you need to have
Right.
in your heart. You're releasing all that baggage.
Right. It was baggage because I had this. This mistrusting, no matter who it was, mistrusting feeling. And it was preventing me from, because my soul group knows that deep down inside me, I'm a very caring, loving person, deep down inside. But I got this block that's causing that part of me not to shine.
Not to open up. Yeah.
So once they were able to help me release that block, and that is really what happened. Literally what happened. They've gotten rid of that block because they showed me where I was thinking wrong, feeling wrong. What I was not thinking, but feeling wrong. And then my mission and my love. You were the love. That is my mission. They showed me that you are the love of my life. You are the woman I'm meant to be with and love. But I wasn't doing it. So they knew they had to get rid of the block so that I could do that. And then now we can serve our purpose. We can have a wonderful life. The fighting is done. Everything, all that is history because the love is stronger than any emotion there is.
Just goes to show what the mind can do.
Yeah.
The mind tells you stories.
Right.
And you have these emotions that, number one, emotions are not real.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I had the jealousy thing, because I wanted in my life just to love unconditionally. And I couldn't. But I see you doing it, which would make me jealous.
Yeah, you saw me loving everyone that I know.
Yeah.
Unconditionally, and that's why these people that I love unconditionally would end up in our fights because you were jealous of all these people that I love unconditionally, and they all ended up in our fights, every one of them.
Yeah, and I wanted what you were doing for them, I wanted you to do for me, but you were doing it for me, but I was blocking the feeling of your unconditional love.
Right.
I didn't trust it. So now that I got that out of me.
What a complicated thing, huh?
It is. It gets complicated.
Because, yeah. It's crazy how emotions and feelings can trigger. Well, yeah, but I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you did your work of making love work the proper way, you would have got rid of that then.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I know for a fact because took me a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it would have been actually released then if you would have meditated. But see, at the time you weren't ready to face that. And that's the whole thing with doing any of this work, is that you, like they say, be open.
Right. Yeah.
Be open to love. Be open to love. Be open to hear us. Go deeper. Go deeper. Is that what they mean about go deeper? Go deeper and find the block so you can release it, so you can be open to love.
I guess. I'm not questioning. I don't understand it all completely, but I do understand what happened, and I understand what my problem was, and I didn't do it.
So now you're not. So now you're not jealous of my son, or my girlfriend,
anybody,
or my daughter, or my sister, or anybody, or
anybody, animals.
Good.
Because when you love,
that's really, to me, if you have love in your heart, you can love everybody. That's what they're here for, to feel their love and to love them.
Right. Yeah, I know. Now I feel free. I don't feel like I've got thousands of pounds on top of my back.
Well, good. Now maybe your foot won't hurt and you'll feel younger and have a little space to your walk.
Yeah. Hey, this is the case with the spirits. My soul group, I guess maybe it was your soul group that came in, I don't know. It doesn't really matter then, does it? They all work together for the same purpose.
Well, and I'm not sure, we still haven't listened to that recording, if your soul group is the same as my soul group, or they're working together as one collective. Our soul group is everybody who is in our life. They're all the same soul group. Who knows?
It could be, but whatever.
We haven't
whatever
soul
soul
that
group
out.
it was, or if it's just one, or each person has their own, or what. I want to thank them very much. I'm grateful. I love you, and thank you for taking the block from my heart so that I could love my wife.
Well, geez, Byron, that was a lot to carry around when you were all these years.
I did.
65, so you carried it around for 48 years.
Yeah.